we come with the 2016 Clown Craze horror history. Listen, y'all, bro. Back when I was in like 7th, 8th grade, bro, this is when all this bullshit was happening, bro. Like me personally, I'm not one of those niggas who's scared of clowns, cause like to be honest, bro, anything that's human, bro, can get shot up. So me personally, like even as a kid, bro, like that's an easy like achievement, cause all I gotta do is either run over your ass, blow your ass, like I'm not scared. Like you, if you human, you can go down. The only thing I'm scared of is the non-human shit. Like some paranormal shit, you got me, cause like I can't do nothing to you. But let's go ahead and get into the video. Welcome new people, new subscribers. Let's get into it.
You can't go more than a couple days without being reminded of the memory that was the summer of 2016.
I'm not gonna try to pause too much.
And for many, that time period can't be separated from one of its biggest cultural phenomena.
My shit. Wait, why my shit look like that? It's cause I got that damn green screen shit on my shit. My food look good, bro. Like, chill out.
Pokemon Go was more than just a fun new game. For the first time in years, it got people out of their dreary houses and out of their smoggy cars to experience the world the way we were supposed to experience it. On foot, with a tribe of other humans with shared goals. To try and catch them all. I cannot understate how big of an impact this had. People were literally going out and finding dead bodies in nature because it had been so long since most people had gotten out of the house and explored. And this happened like every day that summer. But the majority of us who did not find ourselves in a Stephen King novella were having the time of our lives, exploring and meeting new friends. But as summer rolled over into autumn, Pokemon Go would not be the only craze to get people out and about on foot.
I ain't gonna lie, that was definitely me, bro. I was one of them niggas, just like this. At nighttime, though, I'm black. I ain't crazy. Oh shit, bitch! What the fuck?
Clowns. It's a phenomenon sweeping the country right now with thousands of alleged sightings and
I'm sorry, bro. I gotta pause just real quick to get this off real quick. I know this is a long ass video. Just don't play with me. Do not play with me, bro. Do not play with me. Do not play with me. Do not play with me. Do not play with me.
Now there are reports right here in Fort Wayne.
He's running after. Hit that.
Y'all don't want to kill that nigga that bad. I don't want to kill that nigga that bad. I would have stopped. I'm making shit.
That video was uploaded on October 5th, 2016. According to Google Trends, this is right around the peak of the 2016 clown mania. But how did things get so crazy to the point where creepy clowns were terrorizing people all over the country and world all at once? Was it a viral marketing campaign? Was it some kind of mass hysteria? Was it people just jumping on a trend? Or was it something far more
What
terrifying?
the fuck?
To learn the previously untold truth of the 2016 clown craze, stick around to the end of this video.
Hey, this video finna be tough. I can already tell this video finna be tough. Get y'all snacks and stuff, bro.
History. When I set out to make this video, I knew that this wasn't the first time creepy clowns caused panic under the fall of moonlight, but I was surprised to learn just how far back it goes. A similar epidemic occurred in 1981 in Boston, where police received a report about two clowns offering candy to children in a van. The Boston Globe reported, the vehicle was described as an older model black van with ladders on the side, a broken front headlight, and no hubcap.
Oh, hell no.
This allegedly kicked off several creepy clown sightings in the city that spring, prompting schools to send out memos and police to issue a bulletin. A disturbing detail is that all of the reported sightings came from very young children who were presumably alone. The Boston police didn't have any claims of adults even seeing these clowns.
Wow.
Just like in modern day, reports started coming up in other nearby states like Rhode Island, Pennsylvania, even spreading as far as Missouri. It's believed that the idea spread through newspaper and TV reports, but when it happened again in the 2010s, it went way bigger thanks to a much more powerful medium.
Yeah.
On your mark, get set. We're riding on the internet.
Ooh, that shit tough. What the?
Ducks lock on?
But before things exploded in 2016, there were a series of individual incidents in prior years. 2013 saw the introduction of the Northampton clown in the UK. The clown started wandering around on Friday the 13th, usually with balloons or a clown teddy bear, waving to passers-by. A Facebook page was set up for citizens to report sightings, but later seemed to be taken over by the clown itself. The influence from Stephen King's It is very apparent here, with the Northampton clown using Pennywise's photo on the Facebook page and posting the words beep beep, a catchphrase used by King's antagonist to terrorize Rishi Tozier.
Beep, beep, Richie.
The Northampton clown turned out to be a project from a trio of young filmmakers who had recently put out a mockumentary film about a timid circus clown.
I'm a very calm person.
The following year, in 2014, the people of Staten Island, New York, were subject to the Staten Island
he's
clown.
definitely
This
getting
one got
killed.
pretty big. I remember hearing about it while living in California when it was going on.
Yeah, a lot of people saying this is actually really a scary thing. The clown apparently hasn't said anything to anyone. He or she just stands there with balloons.
While the Northampton
that's
clown
way
was
worse.
partially inspired
Not
by
saying a
Pennywise,
word.
the Staten Island clown was literally just a Pennywise costume. The Staten Island clown was scary for like a week, but journalists quickly tied the character to a local production company, and the clown got his 15 minutes in the spotlight, parading around the city like a local celebrity in March and April of that year. The Staten Island clown inspired a few copycats that year in Jacksonville, Florida, Albuquerque, New Mexico, and Fishers, Indiana. The Jacksonville one was especially cool because all they did was go around and stare at surveillance cameras. The trend of eponymous clowns continued in October 2014 with the Wasco clown in Wasco, California. One of the coolest looking ones, if I might say, although it is just a Pennywise costume with a custom makeup job, but it is a cool makeup job. But this one was also staged for social media clout. Finally, in July 2015, stories went around about a creepy clown at Rose Hill Cemetery in Chicago, climbing over a fence in the middle of the night and waving to a couple before disappearing into the dark. All the news stories about this refer to the clown as trespassing, which would imply that the cemetery was closed, right? But what were the couple who recorded the video doing there? Kinda sus, Julia Graham, if that even is your real name. So in the lead up to 2016, this trend has already been established. If it had ended there, we would be reminiscing about the creepy clown craze of 2014 and 15, with most of the appearances proving to be manufactured.
Why 2016 was so crazy though?
Nobody anticipated just how much bigger it would get. So the ball drops, 2016 begins, and nothing really happens on the clown front at first, unless you were lucky enough to catch a Mr. Mime in Pokemon Go. Now, I initially planned to cover every single clown sighting over the course of the year, and eventually realized that that is freaking impossible. This thing got so big, it wouldn't be fun for me or you if I analyzed every single sighting. Even if I just wanted to cover all the sightings in one state, it would be a paramount task. So instead, what I've decided to do is just take it week by week and give an overview of how this epidemic spread, how it got so big, and cover some of the craziest shit that went down each week. In order to do that, I've got to take it back to the first domino in the line, the clown that started the craze that swept the nation.
I'm hungry, bro. I'm so hungry.
As I've established, talking about creepy clowns without Pennywise being in the conversation is like talking about Pokemon without mentioning Pikachu. And in June 2016, a new movie adaptation of It would begin filming in Toronto, Canada. Just something to keep in mind as we go through the beginning stages of this mass hysteria. There was also the US release of the movie Clown on June 17th that may have helped set the mood for what was about to unfold. The story truly begins on August 1st with the creation of the Gags the Clown Facebook page and subsequent posting of 5 seemingly candid photos with the caption, "First sighting August 1st at 2 a.m. The post seemed to get the attention of Green Bay locals who recognized the location as the Mason Street Bridge, prompting some to check it out. Many wanted to know who took the pictures, while some disturbed individuals were already turning to violence. A popular comment was that he was just there to play Pokemon. People began posting their own shots of Gags, and the Facebook page played along as a third-party spectator, as if it were being run by a random citizen interested in documenting the clown's movements. This helped fuel speculations about the mysterious character. Within days, the story was getting picked up by major news outlets like WGN, NBC, and Global News. Many resorted to calling the police to report what they had seen, something that would become a trend throughout this saga. I personally never understood that. Why would you call the police? No crime has been committed here, Karen.
Nigga, yeah. Nigga, what? Is this nigga on the clown side?
As long as they're in a place where they legally can be, and they're not in a place that has closing time like a park, they can be there and dressed however they want.
True. The stories seem to get picked up everywhere, and the Facebook page continued posting articles and videos through August 5th when it posted the photo set labeled Second Sighting. As the page got more popular and people were getting more involved in trying to find Gags, someone sent in a third sighting, which appeared to be in a residential neighborhood. This pattern continued until August 8th, when the page reposted a video from a Facebook user named Adam Kraus titled "The Truth About Gags." It opens with a production company logo, then shows a montage of news clips discussing the pattern of real clown appearances that I've talked about in this video, all leading up to the first video footage of Gags.
What can be seen as an attempt at entertaining citizens or terrorizing them.
Bro, we gotta watch out for niggas who's behind a clown mask, bro.
He was last seen on the side of town we're going to.
Oh, that would be awesome.
And y'all lads going to it? See, y'all can't be this. Y'all can't be this. There's no way.
My name is Ashley Magnan, and I live at 2266 Birdie View Lane. And we're currently being stalked by that clown guy, the one from the news. He's currently standing outside our house right now, and he must have followed us home. He's in the house.
Nigga, is this a YouTube? What the fuck is this? He finna be right there in the car, ain't he? Nigga, this shit not scary.
It was all a promotion for an indie horror movie, and Adam Craze was the director. But still, what a brilliant idea for a viral marketing campaign. Utilizing the momentum of clown reports over the last couple of years, and combining that with the current Pokemon Go trend by giving people another reason to get out of their house and try to snap a picture of gags at these locations. Then, allowing the photos to blow up online and become recognizable, only to drop the trailer featuring several scenes from those now iconic locations. An absolute masterclass in guerrilla marketing. It was all part of a planned 10-day marketing campaign, but don't worry, we'll check back in on gags throughout the fall. The following week, August 7 through August 13, contained nothing of note, and the week after that, there was really just one thing, the reveal of Pennywise's new costume in the upcoming movie, which debuted August 16th in entertainment.
That movie's so far,
Things didn't get interesting again until August 19th.
That tree back there. Nat Arnold's mom is watching over him a little closer these days.
That nigga probably grown as hell now.
We got kids out here in this community. That's after he came running home, saying he'd seen something strange in these woods. Clowns hidden through the trees.
Plural clowns?
Running in the woods telling the kids that they had candy and they would give it to them if they came down.
It began with a police report in Greenville, South Carolina, filed August 21st, 2 days after the sighting on the 19th, in the woods next to the Fleetwood Manor apartments. One often overlooked detail of this report was that several kids said that clowns were carrying flashing green laser lights. We will definitely come back to that.
I mean, that's probably
this
a
alone
gun.
didn't make the news right away, but the next day, the boy's mom reported 30 kids claiming to have seen clowns in the woods. This continued throughout the week, causing the property manager to have to send out a memo on the 24th, warning of people in clown costumes trying to lure children into the woods.
At
no time should a child be alone at night, or walking in the roads, or wooded areas.
Yeah, that's true though, that's true.
He encourages anyone who sees anything to call the police, who are making daily visits to the complex. Some versions of the story claim that the clowns offered the kids money, and one woman spotted a clown who waved at her near the dumpster. But as police continued to turn up empty-handed, sightings continued to pile up. Somehow, the media didn't get on this until the next week, August 29th, but when they did, the story exploded nationally.
This incident report shows that residents have heard chains banging on their doors.
Two little boys went in the woods and they came back. It was like, it's a clown, it's a clown. They went and got other kids and all of them come out. Then they come back crying. So we was like, all right, it must be something in the woods.
The clown scares continue. 2 more sightings just today. See our exclusive interview with the young man who claims the clown came to his house.
Children also said the clowns lived in a house located near a pond at the end of a man-made trail in the woods. Police have gone to the house but have not been able to find any clues or anything that indicates someone lived there.
As the legend continued to grow, the clowns supposedly expanded to other apartment complexes.
And the little girl was like, we see the clown. So everybody just automatically took off running. And so me and my friend here, we get down here to the bottom.
When I say niggas,
and we
when
see
I
them busting through
I say the word niggas, I don't speak. I'm not talking about black people. I'm talking about people in general, bro. Like, I can't trust niggas, man. Y'all, like, people just be lying just to get clout all the time. So why would I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I didn't see the nigga in real life, bro. I can't trust you.
Wood right here, pulling the wood, and they ran through. And they jumped in the all-black Honda and just took off.
Yeah, I don't believe these two.
Oh, God!
Smiley for someone who nearly just got her kids abducted.
Exactly.
And it doesn't make sense that the clown takes the time to try to pry open the fence while being chased and slide through while wearing baggy clothes. This is going to be a recurring theme going forward. For every X amount of legitimate sightings, there are going to be those who make up stories to get their 15 minutes of fame. I listened to one 911 call where the woman was able to provide an estimate on the clown's age, despite the fact that he was wearing a mask.
How old did he look to be?
I don't know, like 38.
What was he wearing?
He was wearing a black jacket and the clown mask.
We do know that there were clowns thanks to this picture taken sometime before September 3rd. Whether or not this photo was staged is impossible to tell. Would you describe this as the black jacket? Maybe. Hard to say. At this point, it's been 12 days since the initial sighting, so it's possible that there are already copycats. But everything stays contained in Greenville over the first week. But on August 31st, a report came from the neighboring city of Spartanburg that a woman had seen someone dressed as a clown in her backyard at night. Whatever was happening, it was spreading, but not spreading very far. This could suggest that there was one local group behind it all, but I'll get into my theories on the spread a little bit later. It was clear that there were multiple clowns causing the frenzy though, because on September 1st, Greenville police held a press conference to confirm that there were multiple different suspect descriptions, and they would pose an interesting theory.
My thing is, like, what's
During
the purpose
press
behind
conference, Chief Ken Miller, while speculating about the motivation of the clowns, proposes the following idea.
We don't know, one, if this is connected in any way, shape, or form with the upcoming movie release, 31. It's possible, we don't know.
31 was a horror film directed by Rob Zombie, which came out in a limited release that same day. The film follows a group of carnies who are forced to partake in a survival game where the main antagonists are murderous clowns. With most of the clown appearances over the last 2 years being connected to some kind of indie film or performance art project, it makes sense to suspect that this could be another example. But the movie's PR team claimed not to be involved, stating, "The company and the film 31 are not associated in any way with the creepy clowns and costumed characters found roaming the South." Though they probably should have just not said anything unless people actually started to boycott the movie. Media speculation, public speculation, and mystery are a few forms of advertising that money can't necessarily buy. The police also discouraged anyone from wearing clown outfits.
The clowning around needs to stop.
After reviewing thousands of clown clips and news reports, there are 2 puns that have become the bane of my existence, because every single writer and person involved tries to use them. The first is no more clowning around, or more frequently, referring to the clown appearances as no laughing matter.
Parents in Winston-Salem,
That's
North
lucky
Carolina,
kinda
say
smooth.
it's no laughing matter.
These days, clowns are no laughing matter.
This was no joking matter for law enforcement.
No laughing
Never
matter.
mind,
It's
no.
not a laughing matter. This is
Never mind, it's getting old very quick. No laughing matter. No laughing
it's not a laughing matter.
No laughing matter.
And the second is comparing the events to a horror movie.
It sounds like a plotline out of some horror movie. First, let's begin with a story right out of a Stephen King novel.
Well, it sounds like something out of a movie.
That looks
The
like
next
a
week would be the week
bar.
of September 4 through September 10, and at this point, the epidemic spread from South Carolina to North Carolina. More theories began to take root, there was upheaval in local communities, and at the end of the week, there was one claim of a clown wielding a weapon. Winston-Salem was the first North Carolina city to get hit, with 2 reports, both with the now familiar story of clowns
hell
running over
no.
children into the woods.
I wish I would see a clown in that
South
damn
Carolina, now it's
woods.
up here. That's nerve-wracking.
A couple days later, it had spread to Fayetteville and Greensboro, North Carolina, at which point, I just had to pause and ask myself, just what the hell is going on with the color green? It started in Green Bay, then Greenville, and now Greensboro, and some of the sightings include details of clowns with flashing green lasers. Is there some kind of connection here? Or do small American cities just have really boring naming conventions? My thought is that maybe the clowns aren't intentionally choosing cities with green in the name, but they are clearly choosing to appear next to wooded areas, and a lot of towns are just named after what naturally occurs there. There are actually 22 cities with green in the name, according to Encyclopedia Britannica, and there are a lot of generic names that are reused in multiple states. For example, there are 6 Greenvilles across the country. The fact that they keep resorting to wooded areas makes sense too. For one, it's creepy to see a clown somewhere out of its usual context, like in the woods at night, and the woods seem to be doing an excellent job at providing a cover, because in the dozens of 911 calls across 4 cities in the Carolinas, not one clown has been spotted by police at this point.
But let's keep it a whole buck. Are we not assuming that these niggas got something fucked up in their head to even like move, like to stand in the woods for hours or even minutes just to wait for somebody to come by is literally insane. Let's keep it a buck. Like, who is standing in the woods that long? Like what is, like, it's like you would have to be mentally not there. Like I can't justify that in any sense of fashion.
At this point in time, it is unconfirmed. We can't say that there was or there was not a clown.
However, some people who live right at the intersection have no doubts about it.
I think there's really somebody out here dressed up. I think somebody watched
They probably this nigga. Look at him.
shows or something, you know.
Yo, I don't know what it is, but I don't trust this guy for a second. He just
nigga, we are like, what the fuck is happening right now? We are like locked in right, nigga. Who are you? Wait a minute. Every time I think something, this nigga thinks something too. What the? Hold on. What the? This nigga got a camera in my room, nigga. What the fuck? What?
This strikes me as someone who is one of the clowns.
What?
Like, let's throw some white face paint on him, one of those wigs, the clown nose. This dude has to be guilty. At this point, families with kids are really starting to get on edge. There haven't been any attacks or abductions, but nobody wants their kid to be the first. This is also the point where this whole story starts to have a negative impact on actual clowns. You know, the profession of comedians who dress up in makeup to entertain kids at birthday parties. Between talking about It and Terrifier and 31, sometimes it's easy to forget that there are people who actually do this for a living.
They'll definitely warn them to stay away from clowns because kids are going to be naturally scared if anything looks like a clown.
As much as I am a fan of the clown invasion because I like creepy things, probably the most unfortunate part of this is that Pokemon Go had just gotten kids to go outside again, and now they were too scared to leave the house.
Any other time, it'd be flooded with kids. But now, lately,
The kids are terrified.
3 other locales were hit that week: High Points, Lexington, and Walkertown, the latter of which would include something a little bit more threatening than simply hanging around the woods and scaring kids. A woman there told police that she was driving and she saw a man in a clown costume standing in the middle of the streets with a machete. The one in Lexington was kind of bizarre too. A kid claimed to have seen someone in a clown costume and someone in a bear costume speeding away in a car with a child tied up in the back seat.
What
I didn't find anything connecting this to a kidnapping or
That's the most craziest
so I'm guessing it was either their kid or the story was made up. A local resident provided a very eloquent take on the matter. There don't need to be no clowns or no grown people around no little kids trying to put them into no car, parent Roger Johnson said. I don't think there's really anything I can add to that. It was just worded so beautifully.
Yeah,
so let's move on to the next week, September 11 through September 17.
Dang.
What the hell?
Oh yeah, he said
during this time, Craze reached other southern states such as Georgia, West Virginia, Alabama, and Tennessee. News stations were flooded with messages.
Wait, so something did happen in Alabama? Cause I did hear stuff, but like since I never seen it with my own eyes, bro, I just chalked it up as cap. Like there was stuff on the news, there was always things that was going like hearsay. Like I just I didn't think like those things happen in Alabama, cause like nigga, we boring. I ain't gonna cap, we boring as hell. We ain't got nothing down here.
Messages from civilians and social media posts about the clowns went viral. This week also marked the first creepy clown school lockdown. On September 13th, a group of clowns ran out of the woods and chased a group of kids on the way to school in Georgia. As with some of the clowns reported before, these clowns were shining lasers, something that came up again in a 911 call in Georgia 2 days later.
Subject dressed in a red and yellow suit with a clown mask through the woods. He also had a green laser light shining through his window.
There's that green laser again, just like the first sighting in the South 3 weeks earlier. We know that there were copycats at this point, but just based on the sheer volume of incidents, we don't know if these are new clowns or the same ones from the original episode in Greenville. These could be the same clowns who have now made the 2-hour drive to Georgia to further cement their legacy, or it could be that the copycats heard about the lasers in the news and decided to incorporate them. We'll probably never find out, because the police were unable to control the situation. The details about the green lasers should have never been made public. Sure, I understand why it's important for the media to report on what happened so that locals know to be vigilant, but they could have just said, be careful of clowns in the woods, without giving specific identifying details. This way, if another report came up with similar details, they could have some confidence that it was the same clowns, not a copycat. Keeping details under wraps may have been an impossible task. You can request...
I am trained to catch criminals, nigga, not clowns. Nigga, this is a whole new level for me. I am lost. That's like the Joker being real, and we got no superheroes. Nigga, what do you expect me to do? Like, nigga, help us, please. Tell us any information that you know.
That civilians please not talk to the media, but you can't force them. Plus, there are so many kids who saw those initial gestures, rumors were probably going to leak one way or another. But by failing to contain information, repeat offenders didn't have to be afraid of continuing their circus of terror. Because if they did get caught, they could just claim that they saw it on the news and wanted to get in on the fun by scaring people. As I mentioned, this is not a crime. There would be nothing to tie them to the clowns who tried to lure kids into the woods. I'm not even entirely sure that would be a crime as long as they never touched or tried to restrain the kids in any way, but I have to imagine it would certainly get you on some kind of watch list.
What are you talking about?
But even under the assumption that most of this is being driven by copycats, why has this outbreak moved so slowly from city to city and state to state in the American South? You'd think with all this stuff all over the news and internet, it would instantly be a sensation everywhere. I may have found the answer.
My man's tweaking, trying to defend the clown.
The way that the 2016 clown craze blew up was almost viral. Not viral in the sense of a viral video, but more in the traditional sense of the word, being passed from person to person and spreading away from the epicenter, in this case, Greenville. Then, it slowly took over the southeast United States before enveloping the whole country. So why would it go down like this? You'd think one viral clown sighting video online would immediately get people involved from coast to coast. My guess is that it has something to do with how the information was being spread and the time period that this all took place in. It's hard for me to remember when I first became aware of the 2016 clown craze, but I'm guessing it wasn't until a little bit later. These incidents were mostly covered by local news stations, and although the news reports were posted online, the majority of news clips that I'd seen so far don't come from YouTube. They come from Facebook and the local news station's own websites. Facebook is a closed ecosystem. When you share something on Facebook, you're only sharing it with your friends. Yes, it's possible to have friends all across the world, but most of your Facebook friends are going to be people that you know in real life, people who live near you. And when news stations post these clips, their followers are going to also be people that are local. I'm not over here in LA following a page for WSPA South Carolina. I think these stories would grow in one area, get big enough to be picked up by a neighboring area, then a copycat would see it, reenact it, and it would spread that way. Yes, there were videos on YouTube from big national publications. Some of them got a lot of views, but most of the videos on this still have around 30,000, which I imagine was mostly local. The clowns didn't really become a big thing on YouTube until October, when people actually started capturing them on video. A lot of those were probably faked, but we'll get to that when we get to October. Also, this was 2016 YouTube. It was a different era. Gone were the days when YouTube was a site you came to for funny clips of a dog on a skateboard, or a baby biting his brother's finger, or a dramatic chipmunk who was actually a prairie dog. This was the most creator-centric.
Why did that make me laugh?
iDubbbz got dressed up like a cop and bullied Leafy is Here for 20 minutes, and we loved it. Grade A Under A tried to stay out of YouTube drama by defending YouTube drama, and it was pure cinema, okay? Pure cinema. Tana Mojo peed on Shane Dawson, and her fans slurped that shit up. There was kind of a hole in the market at the time when it came to one-off viral clips, and that hole would eventually be filled by TikTok and YouTube Shorts, but for now, the best way for this type of thing to blow up was for a big creator to cover it. So yes, Clown Mania had the reach to be known about around the country, but so far it was only catching fire locally. But the next couple of stories would help fuel that blaze a little bit faster. On September 13th, this photo taken in West Virginia got some buzz online, and only a couple days later, the most infamous clown of the summer caused bedlam in the
actual... What is this? What is this? This, like all jokes aside, bro. Like, I don't care, bro. I'll go to jail for this one. I ain't gonna lie. Like, this one right here, y'all can tell me he wasn't gonna do nothing. Y'all can, he's getting blown down, like, for sure. Like, look at this nigga. Like, they talking about, don't call the police, bro. He ain't touch you. He can dress how you... No, bro. No.
Creepy clown sightings in the South and threats of violence in Alabama for several local schools into lockdown today. Disturbing images on a Facebook page belonging to someone calling themselves Flomo Clown.
The Flomo Clown was a Facebook page created in September 2016 in the town of Flomaton, Alabama. Unlike Gags the Clown from Green Bay, the page served as more of a first-person account being run by the clown itself. And instead of harmlessly promoting a movie, it put out some concerning messaging, like a bio that said, "I kill people for a living," and posts like, "I love kids," and "It's going down tonight," complete with gun emojis.
Bro, I remember this one, y'all. Bro, because my mama tell me about this one. I remember this one specifically because I remember my mom telling me about this one. Yo, what the fuck? This just brought back hella memories, bro. Oh my god, bro. What the fuck? I remember this.
Supposedly, if you tried messaging the account, it would say, "See you at school," and include more gun emojis. The result was 3 schools in the city being locked down on September 15th until each building could be cleared by police. The Flomaton Police Department worked swiftly with Facebook and the FBI to identify and arrest the woman behind it the next day. And the 3 teams who assisted her were also taken into custody at their school.
Wow.
The perceived danger to their children's safety had some parents ready to fight back against the clowns with weapons of their own. Thankfully, it didn't come to that. But I can't say the same for next week. But before we move on to that, take a look at this video out of Bridgeport, Virginia.
Okay.
Oh my god, I just want to fish, dude.
I'm prepared for anything.
As the clown trend continued to grow, we finally started seeing more first-hand videos of the encounters. Sometimes it was easy to tell staged videos apart from genuine fear, but this video, according to Yahoo News, lies somewhere in between. The man's friend knew that he would be out there and decided to dress up as a clown and scare him, so his reaction is real. I love this, and I just wanted to include it to show an example of the right way to do this prank, as opposed to the previous story, which was very much the wrong way, which I can't approve of.
Bro, this nigga is low-key concerning me, bro. Cause dude, I don't look at who you is, bro. Like, some pranks just ain't pranks, bro. Like messing with the wrong person will get you blown down, bro. You gonna be next to God talking about where you went wrong, like playing with me. Like, real talk, like, you can't mess with everybody, bro. Like, no, like, you can't prank like that.
Leaves began to drop as summer turned
It's
to autumn
cute
in
until
northern
somebody
Tennessee
died,
during
bro.
the week of September 18 through September 24. The best way I can describe this week is that everything from the previous week happened repeatedly. Several schools are locked down, people are caught filing false reports, more clowns take to social media to frighten their victims, more arrests are made, but this time, someone really does get hurt. I guess it was only a matter of time. Kentucky, Pennsylvania, Mississippi, Ohio, and Florida all joined the map of affected regions. It's actually kind of insane that it took this long for Florida. I think this is also where the hysteria kind of gets out of control, to where it already felt like it was being milked by the media. I watched one news segment where they sent a field reporter out to investigate a report of a clown that was just standing by some signs. The clip is only 84 seconds, and it still feels like this dude is trying to stretch it out as long as possible. Probably because they have nothing to say.
Just down here behind me, and the clown was standing just a few feet from the roadway, and one of our viewers actually took a picture of this clown. You can
like
take
a
look
baby.
at
That ain't
the
no
picture
damn
right
clown.
here and
What
see
is
for
that?
yourself.
So again, no crime has been committed here. Nobody is even making the claim that this clown interacted with anyone. Seems like kind of a nothing burger, but hey, maybe if you live in down home Kentucky, you're hungry for any story that doesn't have to do with the World Chicken Festival.
Are you enjoying the chicken?
Ooh, they got World Chicken
Just
Festival?
out of curiosity, I
Hold
clicked
on,
on
I'm
the
about
news
to go to
station's
that.
YouTube channel to see
Y'all
what
know
kind
my
of
black
news they
guy
would
love some
normally
chicken.
cover, and
I
found
need
riveting
some.
stories about a streetlight that looks purple and a senior citizen touring his new home. Of course, there were also some more substantial clown appearances. On September 19th, in a Pottsville, Pennsylvania neighborhood called Greenwood Hill, because of course green, a 12-year-old girl was allegedly chased by a clown who had been eating something in the woods. I get that you guys are just kids, but I'm gonna need you to be a little bit more specific. What were they eating? A corpse? A deer skull? A bag of chips? The details are kind of important. Once again, people were freaked out, but nothing bad actually happened. The worst outcomes to this point have been lockdowns where schools and other activities were disrupted, but ultimately no one was hurt. That would allegedly change later that day over the Smoky Mountains in Tennessee.
Yes, sir. Dropping the craziest.
On September 19th, in Coffee County, Tennessee, a 15-year-old Hunter Tulos alleged that he was the first victim of a clown attack. According to WKRN, someone with a clown mask and green hair, because of course it would be green, snuck up on Hunter, causing him to turn around and swing at the clown, during which the perpetrator cut his hand with a knife. Hunter fled the scene and the clown was not found. It definitely wasn't smart for this clown to be carrying a knife if the intention was just a harmless scare prank, but it was Hunter who attacked first.
Stop
Both parties were
defending the
probably
clowns,
at fault,
my
but it seemed
nigga.
to
What
get
is
more
what?
people talking about a possibility that had been murmured about for a couple weeks now.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
You do that to the wrong person wearing this clown mask, and you might just get shot. And now one Middle Tennessee sheriff says it's just a matter of time before that happens.
Thank you, I
There
like
was a
this
similar
nigga.
sentiment 2 days later when a clown in an orange jumpsuit showed up on campus at Meridian Community College. One student was quoted by ABC 11 saying, "We're gonna have to square up on that."
Ain't no squaring
Should
up.
residents be
I think the clown should be concerned.
So there's this
Thank
growing
you.
sentiment that something
Talk
is
up my
going to
language.
happen. Someone's gonna do something. There was even a story of an 11-year-old girl in Athens, Georgia, who brought a knife to school to fight off the clowns with. This is an incredibly dumb thing to do, but I imagine this 11-year-old got the idea after hearing adults make stupid comments about inciting violence towards clowns in the media, or possibly even at home. On September 22nd,
Nigga,
this Facebook video was
what are you
posted, and it would go
talking
viral to the tune of a now 1.4 million views, capturing a clown who had supposedly been popping out of the trees to scare passersby in the city of Ocala, Florida.
Jennifer Ortega is there live tonight.
You know, it's like scary, but with complex emotional and thematic underpinnings.
The comments contained more disturbing threats, like this woman who said, "That would be a dead idiot if it was me. I wouldn't have stopped. I would have swerved towards him and seen how funny that shit is." And another redneck wrote, "If I see one, I'm shooting." I don't know what it is about clowns that makes people so confident to announce their intent to commit crimes publicly on the internet. I imagine they're probably mostly jokes or people running their mouth.
Nigga, I am not joking, bro. Like, if a clown is chasing me, my nigga, that shit, like, bro, not everything funny, my nigga. I'm sorry, I don't know where you live, buddy. It might be sweet over there, but, nigga, no. If somebody, I don't care if you a clown, whatever you is, bro, if you chase me at nighttime, bro, nigga, what do you expect me to do? Like if I'm in my car and you hop in front of my car, what you think I'm finna do? Not like, you think I'm finna stop? Nigga, fuck you. Like, what you trying to do? Hitting you. Like, what are you talking about? Like, this dude, like, you talking out your mouth now, like, Like, I can understand that, bro, in the woods hopping out. Okay, I'm gonna just keep on driving. But if you actually coming after me, you're dying. I don't know why you acting like that's such a big, crazy thing to say. But my nigga, you gotta wake up. You gotta wake up, cause like I'm not finna assume this is a prank. Like, this is real life. Like, what if I assume the wrong thing and I think this is a prank and then do some crazy? No, bro, no.
Else to sound tough. Maybe I'm being too
Nobody's
optimistic,
trying to
but I
sound
like
tough.
to think that if actually confronted with the clown, most of these people would not lose their mind and try to murder someone. In any event, this and other videos started to catch fire more so than in previous weeks and contributed to the biggest explosion that we've seen yet. During the week of September 25 to October 1, the craze finally went bi-coastal, reaching Maryland, New York, New Jersey, Maryland. I wrote Maryland twice. Louisiana, Indiana, Illinois, Missouri, Arizona, Oregon, Washington State, and Maryland. Things got more serious than ever, with new weapons, an armed robbery, a stabbing, and the formation of clown hunter organizations that seemed inevitable at this point. As you can see from our Google Trends data, this was the beginning of a huge spike where it became impossible to keep track of all the clown activity, so here are a few noteworthy moments. We are going to be discussing some dark, true events here, so please keep in mind that I am in no way promoting or glorifying what happened. I am simply discussing it in a documentary context. On September 25th, there was an incident in Reading, Pennsylvania, where a 10th grader was tragically killed after being stabbed during a fight that broke out in a neighborhood. This would be the first fatality in connection with the clown craze, but the way it was reported caught my eye. Here is the original article to break this news. A 10th grader at Reading High School died Sunday night after someone wearing a clown mask showed up in a Reading neighborhood and a fight broke out. Now, police are asking for the public's help in determining what happened and who stabbed the 16-year-old. Someone was wearing a clown mask and a fight broke out. Anyone who knows anything about this, please contact the Reading police. Those of you who have seen my Candyman horror history may remember that I talked about a concept called a narrative drift and how it can create false narratives in the news. This is a perfect example of that.
No, before you, because I know this nigga finna say, like, I know what you finna say, like they trying to insinuate the clown, bro. They said, hey, there was a clown there. And they know clown's going crazy right now. They didn't say the clown did it. They said, hey, we know there's a clown. There was a clown there. We know that there's been a lot going on with clowns. Like, so a little girl got stabbed. Do anybody know what happened? That's all they saying. That's all they saying. Like, don't stop.
It operates very much like the game of telephone. One journalist makes a report, another publication creates an article based on that, people report on the secondhand information, and little details get changed along the way. And you end up with a bunch of false headlines. Police seek person in clown mask after fatal stabbing Sunday in Reading. Police seek individual in clown mask who fatally stabbed teen. Assailant in clown mask allegedly stabbed teen to death.
What?
The situation got pretty serious on Sunday when a person in a clown mask allegedly killed a teen in Reading.
But what if I told you that there was no assailant in a clown mask? Because as more original reporting began to come out, it became clear that the clown was no villain in this situation. The teenager behind the mask was in fact the victim. A 29-year-old suspect was jailed on first-degree murder charges. The article that clarified this seems to be getting information directly from their local police department and also claims that the clown mask was similar to the one in the Purge movies. I've covered the Purge extensively on my channel, and I'm not really sure what they're talking about. At this point, the Purge election year had just come out, and the only thing that comes to mind is this one mask scene in that movie, which is only on screen for like 3 seconds. Seems like the witnesses' stories aren't the most reliable, but it does seem clear that there was no killer clown in this situation. With all of the chaos going on, though, this didn't seem to deter anyone from participating in the trend. September 26th, in Rankin County, Mississippi, a driver claimed that a creepy clown caused a car wreck. I couldn't find any information on if this clown was on foot or if this involved a clown car, but after extensive searching by police, surprise, surprise, no clown was found. Another vehicular clown story occurred the next day in Phillipsburg, New Jersey, where a clown was cited for riding around on top of a hearse. The cops can't do anything about the clown costume, as we've established, but they did get him on improperly riding a car. However, the police were the least of his concerns, as he and his family began receiving threats from people calling themselves clown hunters, one of which followed him home. It seems like these clown hunters are getting more and more bold. Just as dressing up as a clown to scare people...
What, nigga, what you expect me to do if a nigga look like this standing in the dark? You would think I'm not finna try to blow... I don't care if this nigga is just standing. Look at this nigga, man. This nigga don't look human. No.
Had become a trend, so too had performing acts of vigilante
dying, bro. What?
People were rising up in retaliation.
What
and maybe
is
these claims of intent to clown slaughter became celebrated by certain people. Again, this is not okay. I'm not glorifying it. I'm just saying what happened. It's especially messed up when you remember that there are people whose job requires them to don the face paint and red nose. You can just imagine an innocent person getting jumped on the way home from a gig at a child's birthday. Also, this was late September, so you know that haunts and amusement parks were going to be hiring clown actors to cash in on the cultural phenomenon. And by the way, you may not like it, but most of the amateurs who were just out to scare people and scare kids weren't breaking any laws. Unless they were breaking other laws, like making threats or trespassing, which some of them were, as we've discussed, but the lawbreakers were the vast minority. It seems clear to me that, for the most part, they were just having fun being part of another social media trend. But there was this idea that kept floating back to the surface.
I think personally they're pushing that Stephen King's It movie.
No one really knows why it's happening. One theory is the remake of It, based on Stephen
How much
King's
movie did? How much
However,
money did
our
that
next
movie
story out of Memphis, Tennessee, seemed like a scene out of a different movie.
I believe whatever doesn't kill you simply makes you stranger.
What happened?
Let's go, pal. I'm making a withdrawal here.
Fiction became reality on September 28th, when two men armed with explosives walked into a bank, Tennessee, and made off with an undisclosed amount of cash.
What?
Explosives in a bank robbery are pretty rare, only about 2.5% in 2016, and clown mask robberies also seem to be pretty rare, making this a truly one-of-a-kind event. Luckily, unlike in The Dark Knight, no one was hurt. But police across the country were getting really fed up with every call being another clown sighting. There were some real crimes among them, but the majority seemed to only be pantomiming an actual legal infraction.
Police here in Chesterfield tell me just overnight they've received 6 separate calls about these sinister clowns lurking in neighborhoods.
With the huge uptick in calls, police departments didn't have the resources to properly look into them all. One sheriff in Greenville, Ohio, because of course it would be Greenville, Ohio, got superheated and took to Facebook to vent. Take heed. The warning is for you. Yes, you, the idiot. As of today, we have issued 6,125 CCW permits in Dark County alone. Just a number to consider next time you think about donning your clown outfit. You might also ask yourself how your luck will be today. CCW permits is code for concealed carry weapon permits, so the sheriff was kind of low-key threatening people, and also indirectly encouraging gun users, who showed up with more threats in his comment section.
Bro, I know you look at this shit as a trend, bro, but like, real talk, bro. Like, bro, you know how many other stuff going on that we gotta focus, bro? Like, there's 1,000 teenagers, grown folks, dressing as, like, clowns, bro. Like, I don't have time to be warned. Like, that's probably like somebody who just died. Like, bro, we don't have time to, like, okay, it's cute, bro, but we got work to do. Like, y'all in the way. Like, I see what he's saying.
I'm not condoning anything that was said here, but this one was pretty creative. Go for the juggler. It's like go for the jugular, except it's juggler, and clowns can be known to juggle. I'll give creativity points where they're due, but still, it is unfathomably irresponsible for the sheriff to post something like this. And that's coming from me, a YouTuber. I think it's kind of a fascinating study of human behavior then. Clowns start appearing in creepy places around the country, but there are safety concerns, so the clown hunters emerge, thinking that they are somehow morally superior. One of the few times that the clowns are actually charged with something is when they're making threats on social media. Then the clown hunters start making threats on social media. But before we move on, let's check back in on our friend Gags, the original 2016 clown from Green Bay. The creator, Adam Krause, sat down with the Green Bay Press-Gazette, where he discussed how everything unfolded, revealing that it blew up much faster and bigger than he had anticipated. He was still in post-production on the short film when it went viral, so while he'd originally planned to wait a little bit longer and post more photos, the trailer had to be rushed out when somebody leaked Gags' connection to the film project. There was a sold-out screening planned for October 3rd, and there were even local haunted houses interested in hosting Gags the Clown Nights, which Krause agreed to as long as Gags would only appear at night. Overall, he was proud of the international attention he garnered, which probably explains a lot of what happened afterwards across the country. If Adam could get all that attention and turbocharge his entertainment career, why couldn't anyone? Many would try during the week of October 2 through October 8. This is where things really got fun.
What the heck is that? That is so creepy.
This is gross.
What the?
See, something like that, that's cool, bro. Like even like hopping out and like boo, that's cool. But chasing me is insane. Like, don't chase me, my nigga. Like, you're going, like, what?
Oh god. Oh my god.
See, boom! Like, what?
Oh my god.
Like, what?
Oh my god, it's falling up!
Like, what are you talking about? Right there. No hesitation. I'm gonna. What? What do y'all expect?
Remember how I said that the clown videos were getting some traction,
but
wouldn't truly go thermonuclear until a big creator started covering it?
Yeah.
This was the week that happened. All Urban Central, Chills, and Top 5 Central all posted compilation videos showing off some of the creepiest clown encounters.
Number 15, Bridgeport, West Virginia. Before this video starts, this man is doing some nighttime fishing.
This was all largely driven by the cottage industry of Twitter accounts dedicated to posting clown clips. Some of the big players were @ClownSightings, @ClownSighting, and @ClownParanoia. Unfortunately, most of these no longer exist for one reason or another, but some YouTube channels have reposted whatever videos could be recovered, and some of the videos still exist in compilations. Most of the videos contain a lot of screaming profanity, but I did find this one that was totally clean, so props to this guy for making my job easier.
Oh my gosh. This makes me so nervous.
My gosh darn it. Gosh darn it.
What the heck? Oh my gosh. Did you guys see that? What the fuck is that? Oh my goodness.
I'm sure the fact that it was October helped drive the creation of
the
viral
most
videos too.
like
Halloween stores would be open, and people had an easy way to get their hands on a huge variety of clowns. It got so crazy that Stephen King himself tweeted about it, urging people to cool it with the clown hysteria. The huge outburst of content online led to the trend reaching its peak on October 4th, as excitement about the Halloween season swirled the nation, with sightings reaching the rest of the United States, but also going gangbusters in Canada, the United Kingdom, New Zealand, and Australia. Essentially the who's who of the English-speaking world. England in particular really hit the wave hard. These weren't just a few scattered incidents inspired by
that nigga like 8 feet? What the?
By their revolutionary counterparts across the Atlantic. They had a full-on epidemic of their own.
Yeah, we did, mate. We did.
Okay, now I can tell it's like a trend, bro.
Enthusiasts started making their own maps to track the spread, but it was exploding so fast that they didn't even match up with one another. No one could keep up. Clown hunts also became a huge thing on college campuses that week. On Monday, October 3rd, several universities in the United States were turned into clown colleges, as rumors led to panic at Syracuse University, UMass, University of Delaware, and James Madison University.
A roaming band of students, some wielding bats, went in search of a creepy clown rumored to be lurking around the campus.
But the biggest, craziest, and most well-documented hunt of the night, and really the entire clown-demic, happened at Penn State University in central Pennsylvania, in which an estimated 6,000 students formed a giant lynch mob hoping to catch 3 clowns rumored to be lurking the 7,300-acre school grounds. Many took to post...
Okay, this is getting actually crazy. Y'all was gonna kill the nigga? Like, bro, only way, like, if you can, like, if bro is coming at you with a weapon, or, like, if bro don't got nothing, cool, like, but the only way, like, you do something, if bro, like, is chase you with a weapon, like, the knife, I get, like, a gun or something, I get, but, like, bro, y'all, like, 6,000 people are looking to lynch somebody. Nah, that's crazy. Like, I ain't gonna lie, that's insane. Like, insane.
Posting updates and videos on Twitter, which I think is the reason that the angry mob suddenly formed on so many different colleges in the same night. While I was looking back at old tweets, I noticed students from different colleges interacting and sharing updates on their own clown hunts. And let's be real, being in one of these mobs looks pretty fun. It kind of has the same energy of rushing the field after winning a big game. So I can just picture a student at one school seeing the festivities online and organizing their own angry mob, and maybe even posting a fake photo to rile people up. Most of these college clown hunts were thought to be hoaxes by police and campus officials, rarely actually turning up a clown. But this one at Penn State deserves a closer look, because it would turn into something else entirely.
That's what I'm saying.
It seemed to start just before midnight local time. Apparently, it was homecoming week, and the first sighting was out this window in the freshman dorms.
What the
I can kind of see a colorful jumpsuit. Maybe, if I use my imagination. But this is actually the perfect video to get a lynch mob started, because everyone gets fired up and nobody really knows what they're looking for.
That's crazy.
By 12:01, a crowd was forming on the east side of campus. Information about potential clown locations is being shared on Snapchat, causing people to start running to those locations in a massive stampede around 12:07. One police car shows up, but seems to have very little effect on the already massive riots. As these things often go, most people seem to just be following the crowd, not really sure where they're going.
Exactly.
I know I already made the comparison earlier, but it reminds me a lot of what went on during the early days of Pokemon Go. I remember someone yelling Dragonites at Santa Monica Pier, and a huge crowd of people would go running. Fun times. When the PSU students didn't find anything, however, they resorted to some college football-style chanting as they roamed around in the dark.
It's childish, okay. It's childish. Because, bro, Lynch?
I do not know who Joey is, but I'll give you my best guess in a little bit. The commotion attracts the attention of any students who are still in their dorms, leading even more people to come outside and join the mob. They would grab brooms, hockey sticks, and whatever else they could find to potentially fend off the clowns. There seem to be two main areas of congregation after this. Pollock Halls, a large housing area on the east side, and the Old Main, literally the main building, kind of like the town hall of the school. As we often see during riots, many just seem to be interested in letting loose and getting to do stuff you don't normally do.
Exactly.
Like bounding over cars, taking over the streets, and
that's really what it's for.
Over at the Old Main, we have ourselves a main character, a guy with no shirt on who takes up the initiative of riling everybody up.
I want you to know. What do you want? Wait, I'm getting there. No matter where you come from, no matter your color, your religion, your creed, no matter who you're voting for, we can all agree on one thing.
That's so damn funny. Dude thought he was in a movie for a minute there. I love the comments too. Dude, our future president. Shirtless guy 2020. If you haven't figured it out yet, I'm guessing that this is Joey. But if anyone was a Penn State student at the time, you can let me know. That was not the end though. Around 12:35, there was a movement by what I believe is the group on the other side of campus, or possibly just another mob of people. They ended up pouring onto College Avenue, which runs along the south edge of the
I'm
school.
trying to figure out, what if they found the clown? What was going to happen? That's what my concern is.
Sometime around 12:45, someone projected an image of Pennywise onto an apartment building just south of the school called Beaver Hill. I'm not sure if this was intended to scare people or if it was something of a digital wanted poster. Meanwhile, back at the Main, around 12:53 a.m., it had basically turned into a Nittany Lions cheering section, with the crowd singing Seven Nation Army and Hey Jude.
What is happening? Y'all niggas got too much time. Don't try to like test exams, essays,
Because
any
everyone knows
assignments to
clowns
be
hate
due.
the White Stripes and the Beatles. But eventually, more police showed up, and people did decide to get out of there. As far as I can tell, no one got hurt. Even this one guy who jumped out of a tree around 1:40 a.m. And that is basically the story of the Penn State Clown Watch. That's what they called themselves. Similar incidents took place at other colleges throughout that week, like Western Carolina University, Fairfield U in Connecticut, University of Illinois Chicago, where apparently this guy was just dressing up as part of a school project, lol, Michigan State, and the University of Notre Dame. But none of these were as epic as the absolute chaos that took place at Penn State. The other highlight from early October, other than the hordes of entertaining videos, was this story out of Fair Lawn, New Jersey on October 6th. Hey, at least it wasn't Green Lawn, New Jersey. A woman said she was followed for 20 miles by a truck full of creepy clowns.
See, you're getting blown down right there.
The driver of the clown truck was cited for reckless driving, and a passenger was caught with drug substance
Like, you're getting blown down.
I also saw a lot of
20
reports about
miles,
the
you're getting
economic
blown
impact
down.
that this was all having. Clown costume sales were
can't defend it.
reportedly up 300%, while for hire clowns saw a steep decline in bookings. This
Dang.
article from Niagara Gazette adds that clowns are also increasingly getting requests for modified performances, in which they entertain without makeup and traditional clown attire. Which I'm pretty sure just makes them like regular stand-up comedians, but I could be wrong. There was one person still looking to hire a clown though. In Hampton, Virginia, a 13-year-old tried to hire a clown to take out her teacher. I don't know why it had to be a clown and not just like a regular hitman, but either way, the girl was thankfully arrested and the teacher was okay, and My Chemical Romance was vindicated in their choice of song lyrics. In any event, those participating in the trend for social media clout were having a lot more fun than the people who took it too far and ended up behind bars.
Okay, I think we should dip, dog.
Nah, you think I'm fucking around? Hey, that was coming, Move.
No!
It's like 8 of y'all.
October 9 through October 15 was really the last week that the craze was big. As you can see, it fell off pretty fast after the peak. The sightings spread to smaller communities that filled in the cracks between previous sightings, as well as reaching countries that don't speak English as their first language, like the Netherlands and Thailand. This week would see a classic battle of the ages, as well as a clown sighting that turned out to be something else entirely.
I ain't gonna cap this video longish.
If I had to say what the theme
hey,
of
if y'all
this week
still
was,
here, I
would say
appreciate it. This video is
overreaction.
crazy.
I mean, I guess you could say that's the theme of the entire thing, but specifically this week there was some really childish clown countermeasures. On October 10th, a middle school in Midwest City, Oklahoma, which has got to be one of the least creative city names that I've come across yet, was given a week of lunch detention for even mentioning a clown.
Tim Butler of
What? He got
Midwest City
detention
says his
for...
wife saw something
I would have been
horrifying
pissed.
last Thursday.
Bro, no cap, bro. My teachers did not like me, bro. So that seemed like some shit they'll do to me, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna say all my teachers didn't like me. It was just one teacher that just really did not fuck with me, bro. Like, I can see her doing some shit like that. I used to be in ISS all the time, bro. But I think low-key, though, like, I needed that. I feel like that made me mature so quickly. Like, because, like, that was, like, my 7th, 8th? Yeah, 7th, 8th grade year, bro. Oh my god, bro. I was in that bitch all the time. She used to be like, Brandon, like, you always in here. Like, I need you to... She's like, you're not a bad kid. But I don't know, bro. Like I did not like that teacher. But, like, shout out to her. I hope she's doing good. Like, I ain't on here to throw no shade.
A creepy clown walking down their street. Like most kids, Butler's 12-year-old daughter told a friend at school what happened in between classes and got in trouble for it.
Principal walked up behind her, told her to come to the office, and gave her lunch attention for a week because she was talking to one of her friends that live in our neighborhood about the clowns.
Exactly. Principal. You just know this guy's wife doesn't respect him or something, and he has to cope by going on a power trip over kids at the middle school that he works at.
My teacher,
Another
bro,
school,
my
Lakeland
teacher, my
University in
teacher,
Wisconsin,
bro.
had more of a preemptive overreaction, sending a memo to all students urging them to call campus security if they see any clown. Maybe they were just being cautious, but this seems like a bad move given that mostly false clown sightings resulted in a series of lynch mobs at colleges across the country just a week earlier. It just seems like this is essentially encouraging people to panic if they see a clown. Maybe the more tasteful way to do this would have just been to send a general reminder about the number for campus security and the ability to call for a safe ride if you're uncomfortable. But the funniest overreaction had to be in Southport in the UK on October 11th, where police were called to investigate a creepy clown at a primary school, only to find that it was just a woman with curly hair. An eyewitness said, "It was just a woman with curly hair. She was only putting things into the boot of her car. Poor woman." Wow. My British accent is amazing. I don't want to hear any criticisms about it. Schools were not the only ones to overreact. I already talked about this extensively in an episode that I did last year about the dark history of Ronald McDonald, but the delirium got so ridiculous that the fast food burger chain was forced to make a decision about their colorful mascot.
Creepy clown sightings like these are proving to be a threat to Ronald's image, the company deciding to sideline their cheerful mascot, saying in a statement, McDonald's and franchisees in the local markets are mindful of the current climate around clown sightings.
Why
and the
is
community
McDonald's
and as
like
such are being thoughtful in respect to Ronald McDonald's participation in community events for the time being.
Generally, people thought this was going too far.
That's messed up, you know, that really just is not right for McDonald's to take away Ronald. Ronald didn't do anything to anybody.
Yeah,
this guy clearly needs to watch
Did y'all know that nigga used to have a show, bro, back in the day? Like that's how old I ain't old, but like I used to have like, the DVDs, bro. I used to watch show that. I ain't gonna lie, the show was kind of tough.
Video and see if he still feels the same way. Target also took corporate action, pulling all clown costumes from its shelves and website. It wasn't all misunderstandings and blowing things out of proportion this week, though. A South Wales man was fined €90, or about $147 in 2024, after dressing up as a clown and jumping out to scare pupils as they left school. Since this was in the UK, this qualified as breaching public order. In the previous week, I talked about first-hand clown encounter videos going viral, so it only makes sense that this week we would see a boom in pranks, as prank channels try to cash in on the fad. Clown pranks are nothing new. There was actually...
See, bro, what do you expect me to do if I see this? Like, bro, this is not a prank, bro. Like, if somebody see this, what do you, like, if they have a gun and they think you're killing somebody, what do you expect them to do?
Actually already a clown prank trend in 2014. Usually they involve someone dressed as a clown holding a big mallet, and when people walked by, they would make it look like the clown was smashing someone's head, and then he would chase after the witnesses. I really liked these videos back in the day. They do an awesome job of selling the danger in order to get a good reaction. The clown pranks in 2016 were not as high quality, most likely because everyone was trying to get in on it before it went out of fashion, and a lot of channels participating were not actually prank channels. Some of them were pretty funny though.
That's not a prank, my nigga. What the?
Many of them were fake, and most of them were harmless, but there were a couple instances where they led to arrests, like King Kenny TV, who found himself in handcuffs after filming his clown chainsaw prank. You gotta give him credit for being honest about his intentions.
I got this idea because, you know, the killer clown phase was literally trending everywhere, and I was like, what? This is a perfect opportunity for me to grow my YouTube channel and gain some more subscribers and views. And you know what? I was like, wait, no, I can't chase strangers with a chainsaw. I'm gonna need to get some actors so I can fool the YouTube audience that I was chasing real people. So you know
That's
what?
That's real.
In various locations with all of my friends. The next minute I know, some student snaked me filming behind the scenes, and it looked like I was terrorizing the whole campus.
Wow.
And within like 6 hours, my face was on BuzzFeed, Daily Star, The Sun, and I had to freaking turn myself into the police because I was going crazy.
It seems to have worked out well for him. At the time, he had 1,600 subscribers, and he's now sitting at 2.17 million.
God
Thanks in some small
damn.
part to this stunt performed on the news.
Shout
that
out
got him
to
some
bro.
fun online.
Why did you do this in the first place, especially whilst brandishing a chainsaw?
Alright, so firstly, can I just say Keemstar is the best YouTuber of all time? Keemstar.
What an absolute legend. I don't know how you could top that.
Also in the news, one person in London, Texas uploaded a video of a clown with a knife approaching his house at 2:25 a.m. and seemingly trying to get inside. It's impossible to say if this was real or staged, but it is one of the more chilling clown videos I've seen. Sometimes subtlety is the best recipe for horror, and there's something unsettling about how methodical this clown is. But in the midst of a world filled with evil-looking jesters and jokers, there was one man brave enough to rise up. In the town of Whitehaven in northwest England, a dark knight emerged to protect the traumatized children. And he's not wearing hockey pads. He took to social media to spread his message.
To all the little kids that's been scared and affected by these clowns, you don't need to worry anymore. Batman's taking care of it. And as for you clowns, if you want to scare someone, why don't you try and scare me?
Yo! Joey
I
thought he was in the movie, but this dude
just made a whole
surprisingly,
180.
this basically kind of works. There are photos of him chasing away Riddlers, and even messages from kids thanking him for his heroics. And you gotta love this story because nobody was hurt or threatened, and this guy literally just fought people in costumes with a costume of his own. Batman. Not every country was so well protected then. Sadly, on October 14th, a man in Sweden was stabbed in the shoulder by someone in a clown mask. It is one of the few times that a creepy clown actually attacks someone. I just wish we got to see some police sketches of the alleged creepy clown. That sounds like it could be a new genre of horror art all on its own. But for now, we just have photos and video.
While home alone, she caught this in the glass of her front door.
What the? I wouldn't even know what to do besides kill. Like, I wouldn't know what to do if I saw this in real time. Like, I don't know what I would do if I just went over there, opened my window, and niggas looking like this. I might have a heart attack, bro.
As things started to wind down the following week, a wrinkle would manifest for the first time, as a clown encounter would lead to shots being fired.
It was only a matter of time, though. We
The penultimate week would be October 16 to October 22, and it started off with a bang.
Neighbors say that this is a very quiet neighborhood, but they woke up early this morning to a gunshot, then to a reported clown sighting. A homeowner claims a clown with a machete was trying to break into his home.
Oh, yeah.
So he fired a gun into the air. But then deputies say that homeowner was arrested for narcotics and firearms.
If you don't know, it is illegal to fire a warning shot. You may, by this point, be noticing a pattern. Very rarely are the clowns the aggressors. In fact, the vast majority of cases where clowns were the aggressors were the cases of clown social media accounts making threats online. Many of which were kids who debatably could have been more interested in getting a day off if school gets canceled rather than actually intending to go through with it.
That's tough.
I'm not excusing their actions, but it's pretty rare to find the clowns actually attacking someone. But this week would contain the majority of examples. The next day, a mother in Huddersfield, UK claimed a knife-wielding clown tried to kidnap her baby, and on the 21st, a 19-year-old was beat up by a horror clown with a baseball bat in Germany. In response to the drama, someone created an app called Clown Spotter. I'm sure he had good intentions, but again, it probably just raised more concern than it actually helped anybody. It seems like most of these clowns tend to just disappear after one encounter, which is why so many of the reports ended up being confirmed by the police. Also, it was about to be Halloween, so chances are the majority of sightings reported in the app would just be harmless Halloween costumes. The app was made by a student in Montreal, so it was probably more of a demonstration of his capabilities as an app developer that he could show to potential employers.
Yeah, that boy's smart.
Not so much something that would be practical in the real world. Besides, we already have a clown app. Follow me at CZsWorld_horror. October 23 through October 29 was the last week before Halloween. Not much happened, really. Everything that could have happened has already happened at this point. Sadiq Mohammed, who goes by Hood Clips on Instagram, was doing some scare pranks in Stockton, California, and one person appears to pull out a gun and start beating on him. This, however, ended up being entirely staged, and the gun was fake. Maybe the guy in the video is right, though.
That's dumbass played out, bro.
Maybe at this point, it is played out. There was one report of another clown with a green laser that I noticed sometime around October 27th, but that mystery would never be solved. Things seemed to blow up in Germany just a tiny bit, and the German government decided to crack down. I don't know anything about the legal system there, but they seem to be threatening people with jail time for clown costumes, and retailers had to stop selling clown masks. But while things ramped up a little bit in Germany thanks to that violent incident, it felt like it was winding down everywhere else. And not to mention, the internet isn't known for having a lengthy attention span. This thing lasted a pretty long time, but on October 25th, the big news was the beginning of the 2016 World Series. The Chicago Cubs would go up against the Cleveland Indians, the two teams with the longest active championship droughts, combining for a total of 176 years without a trophy. This would go on to be the greatest World Series of all time, occupying the most attention in pop culture, even for people who had never watched a baseball game in their life. The only clown during the World Series was Trevor Bauer, posting a 5.40 ERA after cutting his hand on a drone the week before. Halloween came and went without incident. Terrifier premiered that night at Telluride Horror Show, a horror film festival in Colorado. I highly doubt any of the clown videos were a paid promotion for Terrifier. It had been a full 3 months of mayhem. They didn't need to do anything for Art the Clown. The public put creepy clowns in the news for them. The only trouble I could find from Halloween was this woman in Gloucester in England, who says a clown showed up at her door and stabbed her in the leg through her letterbox. I have no idea what that means, but I think she's trying to say that he stuck a knife into the mail slot. She got away with a small wound, and as far as I know, the clown was never found. But despite this, world peace would come just a few days later. In the early hours of the morning on November 3rd, Chris Bryant fielded a bloop grounder from Michael Martinez and threw him out at first to win the World Series and put an end to the curse that had plagued the north side of Chicago for the last century. And it seemed like the curse of the creepy clowns was over too. All was right in the world.
Dude, what the hell, man?
What the fuck is that, dude?
Holy shit.
I think we get towards the end.
Nick, you see him? Are you gonna kill us? Oh, hell no.
Oh, I gotta reverse.
Outside of a few isolated incidents of an indie filmmaker promoting a short film or a viral video promoting a haunted house, nobody has come forward with any proof that any of the creepy clown sightings of 2016 were ever connected to major Hollywood releases, with one exception which I'll get to. But I'm not saying that the creepy clown genre didn't benefit. The adaptation of Stephen King's It came out in September 2017 and became the 4th highest grossing horror film of all time when adjusting for inflation. Terrifier is now kind of a cult classic with 2 sequels and maybe more in the future. Rob Zombie's 31, well, that's not that important. Even I got in on fun myself on Halloween 2017 when I released my creepypasta story, Creepy Clown School Lockdown, which did very well for baby CZ.
Attention all students and staff. At this time, we are conducting an internal lockdown.
Shout out to you, bro.
This is not a drill. Please initiate lockdown at this time.
I really appreciate everyone that keeps asking me about the continuation. One day I will finish that series. The one exception, the one film that we know was promoted with guerrilla marketing in 2016 would be Gags the Clown. After a successful premiere of the short film in October, director Adam Krause got to work on a feature which came out in 2018. If anyone was the winner of the 2016 Clown Craze, it was him. And maybe us, the audience who got to watch this all unfold. It was interesting. Many cases involved police investigating and being unable to find any clowns, then reporting that there were no confirmed cases. The implication being that it's not confirmed unless they see it. It's probably the sheriffs wanting to make it seem like they have control of their town when they do not. Police forces around the world definitely took a huge L. No Death Note pun intended. Honestly, there were a lot of winners here. Batman was a winner, King Kenny TV, and any other prank channel who blew up because of this, the costume and mask industry. I'd be tempted to say that the old news media were also winners, but honestly, they mostly just made themselves look stupid. The stuff that I showed was the good stuff. There were countless stories that were just total non-stories. This wouldn't be the first or last time the old media tried to take advantage of fear-mongering, and it would come back to bite us a few years later when we had an actual epidemic on our hands, and trust in the old media was at an all-time low. The losers of that fateful autumn were definitely the traditional circus and birthday clowns. It seems like they were almost entirely wiped out. Whenever you think of clowns now, it's always the scary kind and never the fun one. Maybe that's starting to change again with the clown meme online, used to just make fun of people who are idiots basically. But either way, it's not a great outlook to be an actual clown. But what about the creepy clowns themselves? Who were they and what was their motivation? I think it's pretty clear at this point that most of this was just people seeing creepy clowns online and in the media and deciding it would be fun to try it out for themselves. If clowns are for making jokes, think of this as a viral practical joke that swept the nation and then the globe. There were also a lot of hoaxes. For example, whenever new events popped up, they were often accompanied by old clown videos. Something that you wouldn't necessarily notice if you weren't in the process of making a documentary on the subject. Now, there were definitely some cases, and I talked about most of them, of the clowns taking things too far, doing stuff that was dangerous, and doing stuff that was harmful. But through everything, there were maybe only like 4 to 5 instances where a clown attacked and someone got hurt. This whole thing is often referred to as the 2016 killer clowns, but as far as I can tell, there were 0 clown kills. I wouldn't count out the possibility that a clown killed someone but there were no witnesses, so nobody ever found out that it was a clown, but as far as we know, the clown's kill streak was 0. Wow. I can't say the same about the clown hunters though. Maybe we had it wrong all this time. Maybe the clowns were just having innocent fun all along. Maybe they were the victims, and the hunters were the real villains. While the clowns discussed today were not killers, there are plenty of killer clowns to be found in the horror genre, which I have episodes on here on Horror History. For my full analysis of Pennywise, Art the Clown, and others, check out that.
Damn! We finally made it to the end. Jesus. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts in the opinions down below. Okay, I have a different outlook now that we at towards the end of the video. I see what he's saying. Like, yes, there was a couple clowns that did the most, but like people, I feel like what he basically saying is like we as people just made it way bigger than it should have been. Like nobody died, nobody really got like messed up, beat up for real that we know of, and so we really just dragged it. But y'all, all I can say is I personally didn't go. All I saw was the videos go crazy on TikTok. Wait, TikTok wasn't even around. YouTube and like maybe Vine back then. Like I didn't really like hear nothing crazy. The only crazy thing I remember is my mom showed me that little text message like on Facebook one time. But hey, I love y'all. Stay safe. Let me know if y'all like the video or not, and I'll see y'all next video. We out. Ugh.